City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Hi. Thank you for watching our show. And say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. I'm doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for... Come on. Blow the whistle. I just feel like sometimes people don't really put a lot of thought into the next plan in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a plotter. I like a good plot. You sit back, you figure out life, and you sit and you plot. Joe, you had many months or years. How long was it? Years to plot in jail as far as your next plan. Now look, I understand Joe lost like 50 pounds. He's been lifting weights. He's already a good-looking man, so he probably looks even better. He's 47, and now that he's waiting to they're waiting to decide whether he gets deported or stays here in America and lives in Jersey with Teresa and the girls. I don't know what's gonna happen, but he's in that deportation holding tank. So he's out of jail, but he's in like a holding tank. And here he comes up with the idea that he wants to be a mixed martial arts fighter. Look, old man. If you don't have the back at 47, you don't want the back. Look. You don't want the knee, you don't want the wrist. Kim K is dealing with the arthritis and she's younger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want stuff, like why are you asking for body agitation of your situation at 47? You know it's going down. Okay, well, so, and who is he gonna fight? Conor McGregor? He's gonna whoop your ass. And then you'll be caught with the back, but living in America forever. I don't know, okay, so. I think that Joe should have really thought about this a lot more. And Joe, it's so easy. You know, you didn't go to jail because you did it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, between Teresa and your henchmen, who maybe were never caught, you know people who have legit businesses. At the very least, Joe Gorga. He builds strip malls and houses and condos and, you know, whatever Joe Gorga does, he does it, it's legit. He's not in jail. This is what you should have told the parole board or whoever you talk to once you waiting to be deported or whatever. You should have told them, look, I got a job with my brother-in-law. Joe Gorga, I wouldn't share my business with Joe Giudice because maybe, I'm not like sharing my business legit, but I will tell the parole board, yeah, my brother-in-law is my partner in my construction business. So, you know, like, mixed martial arts, and I've never seen it, but I understand you fight in a cage. So you're going from one cage to the other. Look, and they can use anything they want, whether there are no gloves, so you can, punch, kick, windmill. The thing is that you're already coming out of a place that's notorious for violence, that would be jail, introducing to the parole board that you want to stay in violence to stay in the country. Not a good idea. And then after the parole board signs you off, and you've done, look. And you tricked them into believing that you're actually a partner with Joe Gorga, then if you want to be an MMA fighter, then go. Then go. But you don't introduce that as your first job when you're getting out of jail. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I don't want to complain publicly, but this is the 4th day. The tea is too hot in the morning. No, I'm saying, I mean, this tea is hot. But like, this is sufferably hot, and my tongue is very tender. Anyway, you know I love Jeff Lewis flipping out. You love him too. If you watch the show Flipping Out, Jeff has brought us through ebbs and flows of his entire life. He's been here on the show many. I love him. Yeah. Okay. But with that being said, Jeff, you were less than smart. So Jeff is a new dad. His daughter is 2 years old, and she was expelled from preschool. Now look. It's not the girl's fault. This is Jeff's fault. Jeff went on his radio show and criticized the school that his daughter attends. You know, like after school, you know, back to school night, it's so stupid, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they're always stupid. You know, I guess, you know, it's a chance for parents to get to know one another. If you're a Jeff Lewis, then you go there, they're trying to take selfies. The parents spaz out more than the kids. You know, back to school nights used to be, I'm so glad I'm out of those years. Like, Suzanne, I know you get it.
I'm going tonight.
Oh.
3 hours long.
That you'll never get back.
Exactly.
And here you are on TV.
Yes, I am.
And so then you'll walk in, they'll be like, there's Brendan and Suzanne.
I walk in with my How You Doing t-shirts. Absolutely.
Rub it in their faces, But do they look at you weird? Like, how is that? Like, I didn't like back to school night because the parents were all like, selfie.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I'm like, I'm trying to figure out chemistry and you're selfieing. Can you stop?
I don't think, I'm not gonna get that, but maybe a couple. How you doing? You know what I mean?
Well, your principal was here.
Yeah, oh, she
So you already get, she was a co-host one day.
Yes, she loves you since the radio. Oh. And when I walked into elementary school the first day, she almost had a heart attack. She was like, why are you here? She loves you.
Okay. Shoe cam, please. What is going on?
I know, got little matchy stripes there.
They're
stripes
cute.
here.
They're cute. Cute.
Thank you.
Anyway, so here's the deal. For those of us with children, you might understand, or maybe you will disagree with me, I don't know. Look, Jeff criticized some of the parents on his radio show, like I was telling you, you know, like back to school night is so stupid. Jeff talked about what happened. He spoke about the head mistress. So it's a private school where they call the principal a mistress, which is so out of order to me. So out of order. Anyway, listen.
Within the first few minutes, she had already just she just laid it out and said, look, we're gonna be expelling Monroe. I did appeal to her. I said, look, this is my first misstep here. And I said, look, I am so sorry. What can I do to make this right?
What was the specific thing that she said that
Well,
happened?
apparently...
Yeah, what was that, Jeff?
Well, apparently, I've mentioned a few things about the school on air. I said, I just cannot believe, like, this is the Montessori way. Like, really, you don't get to make amends. There's no second chances.
No
you can't
warning.
apologize.
No
warning. Nothing. Nothing.
Like, dear Mr. Lewis, this is our policy. You have broken it. Don't do it again.
Nothing. It was immediately, she's expelled.
Well, Jeff, that'll learn you. Here's the thing, all right? there was a point in our lives where we lived in a school system where I didn't want Kevin to go to that public school. I wanted him to go to the private school. It was like a good school. It was like $50,000 a year. But you have to take the test and you have to, really do it. And your parents have to be on their grind. And me and Big went, for the interview. I told Big, you wear a long sleeve shirt with a collar, cover up the tattoos, we're gonna take off the jewelry, pull everything out. I'm flattening down my boobs. I wore flat front khakis, but you do what you have to do in disguise for your kids until they get accepted and then you come out how you are. You know what I mean? And I was taking Kev to tutor. We took the lessons, we wrote the essays. I helped him write the essays and wrote some sentences that I thought he shouldn't include, but I'll include in myself. You do what you have to do for your kids. Not in the Lori Loughlin way. But, And then I got the reject notice. We were rejected, oh yes, we were ready to go. And I was Wendy on the radio then, so I was a little slicker then. Well, no, I'm still slick, but just radio was a different time in my maturation of becoming a woman. So anyway, I got the rejection letter. I'll never forget it. I bawled like a baby, went in the bathroom, closed the door, turned on the fan loud, because you don't want your kids to hear you crying. I called my mother, the only person who would understand, because she likes that upper echelon stuff. And it was a good school. I was like, Mom, we were rejected. We had everything laid out. And so she said, well, Wendy, why? Mommy, they didn't tell me why. You know what? Wendy, ask them why. I said, you're right, Mommy, you're right. I called up that school the next day. Bring. Why were we rejected? Turns out there's this big mouth DJ on the radio in a morning show, white guy. Won't say his name, but it starts with a T. Look, his kids got expelled from the school because he's on his morning show here in New York talking crap about the school, like the same thing Jeff was, like back to school night, blah, 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 blah. Then the kids, I guess, weren't not maybe up to par at the school, and so it was really easy for the school to say, they're out. So they rejected us, because I was a big mouth. I was more popular than him. But they rejected us because they thought that I was gonna get on the radio and talk slick about the school once he got in. So, Jeff, you can't do that. Just fatherhood 101. Look, she's only 2. Monroe will never remember. Just get your act together and good luck with fatherhood. Yeah. A top 40 DJ. Like he was playing the Eagles while I was playing Rakim. Which, by the way, I was on the phone last night with Rakim. I'm minding my own business, okay? I'm sitting around, I'm eating Food God's leftovers. Remember the caviar and look, I brought all that stuff home from yesterday. I was eating, I had a little company. And so look. Not a groupie of the show, so had no idea I didn't cook the food, so of course I said I cooked it. We were eating those chicken sandwiches and the caviar. I was with the Doritos. Caviar and Cool Ranch is the best. And the phone rings, ring, it's Rakim. I'm like, hey Ra. I said, because he's one of the people who I made friends with over the summer. Like I knew Rakim all along, I interviewed him on the radio, Eric B. Rakim, whatever. But one day I walked into my office after the show, I think I told you this before the season ended, and his manuscript for his new book is out. He's doing his autobiography. And I was about to leave for LA, that's where I met Kardashians, my, lonesome girl trip, which turned out to be very fabulous. But, so look. So I see the manuscript, I take it, and I'm reading it on the plane, and I get to the hotel, and I, ask Chief, get me his number direct. I call him up, I'm like, you're real interesting. I said, when we come back for fall, I want you to be on our show, but we're a specific show. You're a cool kind of guy. I see, when you walk out here and I say, and here's Rakim, you're gonna get dizzy. People are gonna be wearing crowns and glitter. The music's gonna be playing and laughing. I mean, these are your people, but this is not necessarily, you know, the lights are gonna be bright. You can't wear sunglasses like Rakim. Like, you can't be overly cool, and you've got to talk. So we've made friends over the summer. So he called yesterday to say, yeah, you know, so I can't wait to see you next Wednesday. He's gonna be on the show next Wednesday, right? Oh, Thursday. So, you know, he's married and stuff like that. It wasn't like a boo-thang thing. Everything is not a boo-thang thing. Although he's very nice looking and very smart and still works very well. Like when you talk to him on the phone, he's over in Holland doing, you know, a show. I ain't no joke. You know, like he's, you know, he's in Amps, like he's everywhere. So anyway, so I said, all right, well, you know, let's hook up before you come on the show so we can, you know, have a meal, break bread. He likes fish, which is his favorite dish. So I'm like, all right, we'll get fried fish, white bread, hot sauce, vinegar, you know, yeah, and we'll break bread before the show just so that you understand when I say, here's my friend Rakim, now you're loosened up. Because you're loosened up to me, and so you'll be loose with my people, and you'll talk good hip-hop history. Anyway, so I'm minding my own business. And then I read about this story regarding Drake after I hang up with him. So Drake is at war with his neighbors in Canada. Well, you know, apparently Drake has this beautiful home. It looks like a shopping mall. Would you look at this? And he wanted special permission to have 14-foot walls around his mansion because people are, you know, climbing the mansion walls and throwing their panties on the ground and, you know, wanting to come in and get booed up or whatever people do. So that's twice as high as they normally allow, apparently, in Canada. I know, like in Jersey, I think it's like a 4-foot wall, which 4 feet is nothing. You know, like I can't, like that would deter me. I can't climb a 4-foot wall on account of But if James gave me this right here and I step right in there, look, I can climb a 4-foot wall. James, right? You've given me this before. I've had to climb stuff before. Look, when this show goes off, you'd be surprised at what else happens. So look. So look. So his neighbors are mad because the wall is blocking the view from their windows. Well, I don't know what view. I don't see an ocean. I don't see anything but viewing into Drake's, you know, bedroom, his dining room, what's going on in his house. The neighbors should be happy. And here's what I say. If I was his neighbor, I'd be happy as heck. Because first of all, Drake spent the money for that. Second of all, it's not a chain link fence, you know, like in Roselle, New Jersey or something like that. No, it's a fence, and then, you know, you put all that greenery, and then you know, and the topiary plants that spin like this, and then your gardener is there like every day making sure everything, you know, with the tape measure, everything is leveled off. Like, I like neighbors like that. I would not be pissed at all if I lived in a house and my neighbors built a 14-foot fence, because you're saving me from blocking you out. But, you know, the neighbors are mad, but the biggest matter is the one living closest to him. So you know what, neighbor closest to him, this is what you do. Because I think that this would be agreeable. If you put 3 blocks, right, and then where you are, neighbor, where you don't want to be blocked, then you go over to Drake with a muffin basket. Ding dong. Drake, what's his real name?
Aubrey Graham.
Aubrey, hi, I'm Wendy. Here, listen, can you not make it 14 feet? You know, can you at least make it, because I really don't know what the neighbor is saying, and we still haven't gotten to the bottom of it. We're good here at Hot Topics. There's no ocean, there's no New York skyline. Like, I don't know what they're trying to look at. But, you know, there could be, you know, when you own a home, not rent. When you own, you're there for life. You know, and so you gotta get along with your neighbors. And I think that he could, or she, whoever lives, you know, in the house next door or in the back, could have said, look, can you make it 7 feet? Here's the muffin basket. No, I don't want an autograph. I don't want to be bothered. Thank you so much. By the way, I like your music. That's it. You know? I mean, even if you do rent, you know, wherever you live is where you live. I'm not moving, so we gotta work this out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta work this all the way out. So I'm minding my business the other day. This is part of what happened during the summer, but it just ended. Summer is over this weekend, by the way. So happy. Only because fashion is so much better here in New York for the fall and winter. You get a good jacket. So, Bernie's over, Chief is over, and we're going over Wendy Business. The phone rings, bring. Hello. That's my disguise hello, just, you know, hello. If I don't recognize the number, I didn't recognize the number. I was like, okay. And it was Tiffany Haddish. Now look, so Tiffany goes, because last time I talked to her, I was on the phone with a three-way. I didn't lock her number in, so I didn't recognize her number. She didn't recognize mine, but she had my number. So I told her when we were on the three-way a few weeks ago with a third friend of ours, Jason Lee, I said, look, well, Tiffany, when you're in New York, come over. Because she likes to go out and pick up guys and dip it and do it. And, you know, if I have a moment, that sounds like it could be interesting. So she's like, Wendy, I'm in New York. I said, you are? She said, yeah, you want to get together? I want to take you out tonight. I said, okay. I didn't ask her where we were going. I was assuming it was going to be, you know, something with a negligee and, you know, zip it and do it. So she says, I said, okay, well, I'm in a meeting right now with my staff, you know, here at the apartment. She said, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I was like, okay. I gave her the address. She comes over all by herself. Like, all by herself in like a church lady outfit. Like, you see, like, you know, she's in a sensible outfit. Like, are you going to the White House or are we gonna zip it and do it? Like, how are we dressing tonight? So that's us. They finished the meeting, you know, in the living room, but she was talking real loud. She's loud, and I can get louder. And we were talking and laughing like two girlfriends. So we went into my bedroom because there's a couch, and I don't like entertaining my bedroom like that. But you know, new life. It's an apartment, not a house. So we're sitting in the couch and that's just a selfie. And you know what's wild? I posted this on Instagram. People were like, "What is wrong with Wendy's teeth?" They're all growing from look, one overlapped. I had the braces, but I didn't wear the retainer for so long. You know, I'm 55, you know, teeth shift. Anybody over a certain age knows. The teeth shift. I'm not wearing fake teeth. These are my teeth, those are my teeth, and that is my friend. So then, all right, so we're at the house for like 2 hours laughing and yucking. Bernie and Chief leave, it's just me and Tiff. No. I invited Bernie along, and Tiff was fine with it, because I was like, Bernie, I don't know what we're doing. So I put on some panty shorts, because I was like, no. Look, I don't know where we're going, and she's not from New York, but you know, I only have a few more days of summer, so I'm gonna work these shorts out, right? Look. So I put on the panty shorts and knot up my t-shirt and, you know, I guess my fanny pack or whatever I had going on with me. I'm sorry. Bernie, I call you that, you know, like you say hunty, that means serious. Honey, hunty is more serious. So I'm like, Bernie, you're gonna come with me and Tiffany, all right? So it's the three of us and then Jason Lee. All right, so the four of us go. I'm like, where are we going, Tiff? Where are we going, Tiff? We pull up to the theater and we're going in to see Wicked. Look. Suzanne. Oh. I almost broke Bernie's ribs. Like, okay. Now, you know I've been on Broadway. I do appreciate Broadway, but I don't have that kind of patience. I've already seen Wicked. Those years are over where I'm trying to, you know, culture my son and stuff. You know, so I'm like, okay, here we go. And so we go inside and they sit me and Tiffany together. And like, we're heads of state. People are like, how you doing? And hi-ing and, you know, hi-ing to her and hey to me. And all right, so we sit down. I'm like, damn. And they put us in some really good seats where like you can't get up in the middle of the show and leave. And Bernie and Jason were all the way on the other side of the theater. I don't know where they were. All I know is I had 100% of gas in my phone. Look, I tried, you all. I tried, and I had a center part wig. Look, I tilted it to a side part. Look, look. Tiffany was sitting right here. She was sitting right here, and I didn't want her to see. I'm falling asleep. It's an early show, like 8 o'clock, but I had done stuff earlier that day. Plus, I didn't realize I was going out that night. I wanted to mind my own business, but Tiff is in town, and she was so gracious to invite me out, but I thought we were gonna zip it and do it. And she's studying, and she literally turns into a different person. She's sitting up straight. She's facing forward. All of a sudden, the dress she's wearing looks very appropriate for the occasion. I am in panty shorts and a knotted top with a tilted wig, falling asleep. 45 minutes into it, I had to cop to it. I was like, Tiffany, yeah, like I'm really tired. Like I have to go home. I don't want to embarrass you. I can see you're trying to chase Broadway. I don't want to be your embarrassing friend. I don't want to stay to the end. Plus, I saw this. It's really good. Do you want me to tell you how it ends? So she's like, no. Look. So I pull out my phone, and you know on Broadway you're not allowed to take out your phones. It's very uncouth, but so am I, right? So I pull out my phone, I block it. I'm trying to block from the person next to me, and I'm texting Bernie across the way. I'm like, Bernie, I'm falling asleep. I have to go, and I don't care whether you enjoy this or not. You've got to come with me. I can't leave. You've got to come with me, and then I'm gonna blame it on you, okay, Bernie? No, I'm gonna say, like, you might have, the heartburn or, something like that. So he texts me back, he's like, I am so grateful. Look. So then I'm like, perfect. I said, meet me in 32 seconds out in the lobby. And just as I'm trying to close the phone, the usher comes over and leans in and says, you're not, and the usher was shady. But you have to respect Broadway, and I don't mean to disrespect, I just didn't want to fall asleep and really disrespect. My head was swinging, like it was like I couldn't even fall asleep like this, like literally I had Jolly Ranchers, I had Lemon Patch Kid, nothing was keeping me awake. So I met Bernie out there, I said goodbye to Tiffany, and we went home. In the meantime, we gotta go to a break. We got more great show for you, everybody. My friend Bellamy Young returns to the Purple Couch.